Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. Sorry if I'm panting a little bit. I just got off my workout, so a little tired. That's kind of why, I don't have a webcam on, because you'd see 3 nipples. But anyway, back to the point of what we're talking about. So, today in this video, I kind of want to bring up something that's new. I will have this direct forum post that's right here linked in the description if you guys want to check it out. But we're here to talk about a new unique that's coming out in Act 4, along with a new gem that's paired with the unique. But not just that, it's kind of like a new mechanic in a way. So, let's talk about this. This is a new staff that's coming out. It's called the Whispering Ice Vial Staff. It's for level 33 and grants level 1 Ice Storm, plus 1 to level of socketed support gems, 9% increased casting speed, 1% increased spell damage per 10 intelligence, and 16% increased intelligence. Now, we don't know if the variables are, like, if these are at the maximum, if these are at the minimum. They haven't given us a range of variables yet, so this is one thing a lot of people have not taken into account. But anyway, pretty much the special thing about this is it grants you level 1 Ice Storm. Now, Ice Storm is, I feel like this is worded incorrectly because the Ice Storm skill is not actually in the game. What I mean by that is they're not actually going to release Ice Storm as a skill. It says inside here. Ice Storm is only available through the Whispering Ice, meaning the only way that you can obtain this skill is by using this staff. So what does that mean? Well, for one, it's kind of difficult to scale, because that means the gem doesn't ever level up. However, 1% increased spell damage per 10 intelligence, and then you get a flat amount of, well, not a flat, but you get a big chunk of 16% intelligence. Now, we don't really know how good the gem is going to be. I think people were doing the math. To equate to a level 20 Firestorm, you need to have, like, I think 765 intelligence, which is not, it's not too hard to achieve. I know it might seem like a big number, but if you work your gear around, it's not that hard to obtain. Now, let's talk about kind of pros and cons. Now, I've personally never played Firestorm, so someone like Noogie, for example, could be a lot more specific in this scenario. But one thing I do know is you usually want to link Enhance with Firestorm. So this skill is literally, I probably should say this before, it's literally like a carbon copy of Firestorm. But we don't know that 100%. And what I mean by is, I'll pull up Firestorm here on the wiki. So Firestorm PoE. Alright. So if we look at Firestorm, right over here, Firestorm has a 20% of damage effectiveness. We don't know what this is. I'm gonna assume it's, they said here it's exactly like Firestorm. The base duration is the same, so let's pull it down here. Alright. Let's hover this over here. Okay. So you get one impact, every 0.10 of a second, so that's the same. The base duration is 1.3. That's the same. And we don't know what the base damage is. So, like, the base damage on Firestorm at level 1 would be 2 to 5. This one is 1 to 3. Level 20 Firestorm, if anyone wants to do the math, is 122 to 183 damage. The only problem with Ice Storm, which necessarily isn't a problem because there's a pro and there's a con to it. So let's talk about the con. It's been quoted inside already this thread, to my knowledge, that you cannot link Empower and you cannot link Enhance to it. Furthermore, you would not be able to Vol Gem it because it's not really a gem. So it's capped at, scaling. It doesn't actually level, it just scales. You can't quality it, you cannot corrupt it, and you cannot use Empower with it. And Empower is usually the most common 6-link option. But anyway, let's talk about the cool thing about this now. Because the way this works is it gives plus to level of socketed gem. Sorry, because it grants level 1 Ice Storm, and it gets plus to level of socketed support gems, I don't believe you need to actually link it. Meaning, if you have a 4 socket, and you put 4 skill gems in, 4 utility gems or support gems, it should directly affect Ice Storm as it is, because you don't need to link it to anything, right? So that's kind of what's unique about this. I feel like, I don't know if the staff is going to go for a lot, but essentially, if you 6-socket it, it's 7 linked already. You just need to color it. I don't really know 100% what you would use. I'm sure if you, like... The cool thing and the unknown thing that we don't know yet is Is it exactly like Fireball, meaning if you increase the AoE, you won't be able to hit as much? Because that's really shitty, and that's why I don't like Firestorm. But if that's not the scenario, then you could do really cool stuff with it, because it gives chilled ground, which you can see here. The chilled ground lasts so-and-so seconds, and that would be really neat. You know, if it kind of looks like Order of the Frozen Sky, and it covers the whole area with like sleet, that would be really cool. But this is definitely something new. You know, a lot of people don't like PoE because they never get to achieve the funds to purchase a 5-link or a 6-link. But this staff, you know, we don't know how good it's going to be yet. There might be some hidden modifiers we don't know of. But on a general note, this staff already comes with everything with it. You know, because you don't need to link it, you don't really need to invest anything to it. And I feel that for newer players, this staff is going to be a great thing for them. Because, you know, don't you love that feeling when like a unique is best in slot, and you grab that unique and you never have to touch it ever again? The only thing you would ever contemplate is volleying it. That's kind of like this staff. You get it, it is your best in slot weapon, at least until, you know, whatever you want to do, whether it's your leveling weapon or not. At that said point time, it's your best in slot. And it's a great feeling when you can do that. At least for me, I know, like, I go down the list on what I want to craft for myself. Usually my accessories never end up being what I want, but like, you get your ideal boots with, you know, 30% movement speed, 90-something life, and 2 resistances. Sure, it could be better. It could have, you know, top tier everything with Chaos Res and Volorb the Implicit for like dodge chance, but for the most part, you get the stats that you want. And a weapon specifically is always one of the hardest to get, because you've got, like, if you're a caster, for example, you have like spell damage, hybrid spell damage, spell crit, crit multiplier, mana regen, cast speed, and then you have the implicit. Whether you're using daggers, you roll from 40 to 80% crit chance. Whether you're using scepters, you roll from 10 to 20% ele damage. Whether you're using wands, I think it's like 9 to 18% spell damage, and it just keeps on going and going and going. So there's always so much different things you can get. But getting just a staff that's decent, I mean, remember, we can't prejudge it too much because we don't really know what they're doing in Act 4. We don't know 100% what their plans are, what they're doing with the current gems, you know, if they're changing monster resist. We don't really know. So they're kind of giving this to us, and there's, you know, it's like a double-edged sword. We're going to prejudge the hell out of it because it's in the meta that we're playing. But I mean, a whole new act is coming out. You know, like, we don't know what's going to happen yet. You know, who knows what's going to happen to skill gems. So remember, be pretty open-minded towards this. We don't know what's going to happen yet. One thing I will say is, they talk about here, but Ice Storm on a caster at that level via 33 should tear everything apart thanks to the unique scaling mechanism of the skill. So I don't really understand how this would work, because Firestorm itself, in my opinion, is fucking god-awful trash unless you're scaling it with like Righteous Fire and, you know, concentrated effect via added chaos and a 5 or 6 link with insane gear. Then it's really good. But for leveling, I have never, ever, ever in my life used Firestorm for leveling, and I've been playing for like 3 years. So I want to figure out why they say it's really good for leveling. That's what I mean. If there's no dead zone, meaning like it will hit everything in the area, then it's great. It'll be awesome. But who knows? I mean, that's kind of like a little spoiler here. Are they saying like it's gonna own mobs that are, you know, white squids that don't do anything, or summoned units? You know, we really don't know. We don't have much to go off yet. But nonetheless, it's cool to see new things come out. You know, it's always fun to see different things come out. We always, in PoE, you know, we're so used to what we do in our 3-month league, and then, you know, something comes in. It's like, holy shit, new, it's a change. Oh my god. So anyway, that's pretty much it. One thing I did want to say is you could have some pretty cool synergy here, and it's called Jaws of Agony. That's the shield. I'll actually look it up right now. But here's a ring for people who want to read this. You could get some pretty cool scaling going on with 3% increased intelligence for each unique item you have equipped. You could use 2 of these, and I do believe they stack. But I feel like you could get some kind of cool stuff happening here. I don't really know yet, but that's just, you know, let's see. Jaws of Agony PoE. You know, I spelled Agony wrong. Okay, here's the Jaws of Agony that I was talking about. You can see here, grants level 20 Bear Trap. And you could test, you could put an Empower in. I don't think it's going to change it at all because it grants you the skill rather than you having the skill. So that's pretty much it. You know, I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown for those of you guys who aren't too up to date. Remember, In about 2 days here on Friday, I will be playing Diablo 3 with my buddy Mac. He's probably going to be playing a Twisty Spinny Barb, and I'm going to be playing a Wizard most likely. So if you guys want to check us out, make sure to stay up tuned with the updates on YouTube, and make sure to check me out at twitch.tv/Pohx, where I stream half naked daily. I mean, what? So anyway, that's pretty much it. I will link this forum post created by Nick GG in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Take care.